You started in the university here, right? You played NBA during how many years? In that dates, probably the most known player was Michael Jordan. Do you remember that matches against him? Miami Heat, it was the beginning, no? That problem that they had with Magic Johnson with the HIV, and you offer something special. Tell us how you started playing paddle. Where does the passion of the music comes? He played 11 years in the NBA with giants like Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan. His character and personality were so unique that he has been able to be a fantastic basketball player, a fantastic entrepreneur, and also a great DJ. He's my friend, and today you're going to meet Rony Seikaly. Hello everyone, today we have the big pleasure to be with a true legend, Rony Seikaly. Rony, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a big pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
Rony, for all the people that they should know you, but some people that probably not, tell us a little bit, who are you?
Who am I? My name is Rony Seikaly, and I was born in Lebanon, and I played basketball for pretty much my whole younger life. So I was a professional athlete, then I became a businessman, and now I'm into music. So I've had basically 3 different lives.
It's awesome. I want to ask you about a little bit about basket, okay? Getting inside the basket life, you have an unusual path for a foreign player, because when you start playing the NBA, you started in the university here, right?
Yes.
So you moved here early, or?
When I started playing basketball was an inner city sport, and they never looked at European players. They never looked at any foreign-born players. It was all farmed in the U.S. And I was one of the very, very few and first players to come from overseas to play basketball in the United States. So it was a big gamble to take, because I know that I could have been all set playing basketball in Greece or anywhere that I decided to play in Europe, but I wanted the bigger challenge, and I figured, you know what, let me be a pioneer and be one of the very first few foreign-born players to play basketball at the highest level. So I came here and played against all the best players in high school, and that's when I got a scholarship to play in college. And then in college, I was, exposed to the whole television audience, the press, and everything else. And that's when I was drafted #1 pick for the Miami Heat.
Okay, Miami Heat. It was the beginning, no, of the Miami Heat. Yes. When you started playing. So you were like in the draft, you were the #1.
Yes.
And it was a new team that was Miami Heat.
Yes.
That picked you in the draft.
Correct.
It's amazing.
And they're first in the NBA. The Miami Heat select Rony Seikaly from Syracuse University.
In all your career, okay, that you played NBA during how many years you played the NBA?
I played basically a little bit in the 80s, all of the 90s. So I would say altogether, including college, is 18 years.
Okay, in that dates, probably the most known player, or probably in the history, was Michael Jordan. Do you remember? Do you remember that matches against him, for example?
Of course, because I played against Michael Jordan my whole career.
Exactly.
So I remember very well. And that's why I think he's, anybody that played against him or played with him will never forget the presence that he had and the ability that he had that nobody else could have. He has another gear. He has the mindset of a killer mindset and the work ethic, the fundamentals, everything. He had the whole package.
Yeah. So for you, he's the best in the history?
For me, I know there are many, many great players, but if I had to have one pick, knowing what I know now, I will go with Michael Jordan.
Okay, Ronnie. Probably you're the only player in the whole history who has represented 3 different national teams. I think you're the only one in the history.
Yes, but I did represent the United States and Lebanon officially,
Okay.
but I represented Greece unofficially.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
because FIBA allows you to represent 1,
Yeah.
and I was able to get 2. So it was a great thing to get 2, but I also played with the Greek national team on an unofficial level.
So, Ronnie, I know you, okay? I know you personally. I know that the kind of person that you are, and I really love you so much because I think you're fantastic. You're fantastic.
Thank you.
But there is something that's really special in the 90s or 80s. Is that problem that they have with Magic Johnson with the HIV? Tell us a little bit, because it was a lot of players that were shocked against, and you offer something special. So please.
So basically, when Magic retired because of HIV, a lot of the players and a lot of the people that didn't really understand the disease and stuff like that, everybody just didn't want to be around Magic. Nobody knew how you get infected, if you get infected by touch. And so all the players kind of pushed away. And I could just, for me growing up, Magic Johnson was the NBA. Him and Larry Bird, you know?
Yeah.
So watching all the players kind of distance themselves from Magic Johnson was really not something that I was very proud of. So I would see him, you know, he was still working out. And I just wanted to be, I just wanted to give him a hug, you know, like I understand this is not something that he chose, this is something, but the problem is that the reaction to it was very bad. So we were in LA one day and he was shooting in the, before the game. Obviously he wasn't playing, but he was so addicted to basketball that he wanted just to play regardless of how sick he was or not. And he was playing in the stadium by himself. So I went there way before the game, and I said, "I'm here. I want to play with you. I don't, you know, you can go as hard as you want. I'm going to push you. I'm going to shove you, and let's play one-on-one." And he looked at me like this, like it, you know, it's something that nobody had done before, and it meant so much to him to have a player challenge him when nobody wanted to even be around him.
So it's awesome. It's I can imagine what it meant to Magic.
Yes.
And congratulations, because that's a true story of someone that is a real person. So I love that. Okay, Ronnie, you know, you have been the basket player. You have been a successful entrepreneur. I've been with you at your house, at your place. I see all the places that you made deal with them. Amazing. I want to jump with you a little bit and tell us a little bit about your career as a DJ. So I'm curious about where does the passion of the music comes in your life?
The music started before any of the sports and any of the business. Music was the first one to come to me.
Okay.
When I was 14 years old, I would have 2 turntables and a mixer, and I would always play music for my friends. And then when I started playing basketball and sports and stuff like that, I would always invite the athletes to come to the house, and I would play music for them. You know, you didn't go to clubs when you were 14 years old, so when we played against other teams, they would come to the house, and I would play music for them. So it's always been in my DNA. It's always been somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah.
And then I took on to my basketball and my sports life. But I always had music equipment in my house, and I would always DJ. Throughout my whole NBA career, I would always play music. I was always the the guy that played music for the parties and stuff like that, but nobody knew.
Yeah.
So fast forward when I retired from sports, and I started having parties, and I would play music in my house. Eric Morillo at the time, who was one of the best DJs in the world, came over to the house and he asked me, who's playing this set? And I was like, it's me. And he's like, I don't believe it. I was like, here, this is the music, you know, like and he's like, but why you don't play outside? Why don't you play publicly? I said, I don't want to play publicly because I don't want to be judged. I don't want people to think that, oh, he's a basketball player. What does he know about house music? Like, I just didn't want to be judged. I've been judged for the last 18 years of my life, and I just want to have a peaceful exit, you know? And he's like, no, I think you really should play out because you have a different sound, and I think that people should listen to what you play. So I said, you know, listen, I don't want to do it, but I'll try. So, and that was the first try. And that try has brought me all the way over here.
So the moment that changed your moment to start professionally as a DJ is a talk with Eric Morillo.
Correct.
We'll say. Fantastic.
He's the one that kind of pulled me and told me you should go public.
In what age, more or less?
I was probably like around 2000, and so 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
So I've been doing this publicly 20 years ago.
And right now, what a year of Rony looks like in terms of DJ. I mean, you have different kind of seasons, Europe, US.
Yeah. So Europe usually for me is the summer, and I do this out of passion. I don't do this for the money. I do it because I really love doing it. And a lot of people ask me, how do you have the strength to do these things? And I say, I don't know. It's just the music gives me that when you do something for passion, it doesn't. You don't get tired. If I go to a store to buy 3 shirts, I'm exhausted. But if I play music for 5 hours, I don't feel it. I love it, right? So it's a passion that comes to me. So my seasons are the winter. I stay in the U.S. and try to base myself in the U.S. And then in the summer, I'm in Europe.
Yeah.
And I've been so blessed because everybody used to ask me, what's your goal? What's your goal, right? And I didn't have a goal. But if I had to set a bar somewhere, Circo Loco for me was like the hidden goal that I wanted, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the best place in the world. I think it's the most, it's like the church of house music.
Okay.
Like this is at the top level of where you can get. And my dream was always to get there, and now I am there. I play this year at Circo Loco. I have 9 shows on Mondays, and so I will base myself in Ibiza.
So fantastic. I have to say, guys, that actually the best party I had in my whole life was with Rony last year in Saint-Tropez. That he was like the big DJ that was making is Isabel, right?
Yes.
Isabel. So I went and I have the whole experience with him, beside him, and I remember like the best party of all time.
Yes.
Rony.
One of.
Now we are in a paddle court. We're going to play. Tell us how you started playing paddle. I know that you played tennis before.
Yeah.
So, but tell us a little bit.
So I love sports and I play sports every day, right? So, and I was addicted to playing tennis, but about maybe 7-8 years ago, Wayne Boych was supposed to have a tennis court at his house, and he decided that he's going to build a paddle court instead. And I was like, why would he do that? What's paddle and who plays paddle, right? And I continued playing tennis, and then Wayne would tell me, you should stop playing paddle. And I was like, no, let me figure out tennis first. Let me work that out, and then maybe I'll try paddle. And I went to his house a couple of times, and I saw them playing and running out of the court, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure how to play this game, because I was so in love with tennis. But then I played paddle for the first time. All my friends started playing paddle. I said, okay, let me go check this thing out. And the thing about paddle is the barrier of entry is pleasant. So as soon as you kind of play the first time, it's not like tennis or golf where it's super complicated, where you go home and you're like, oh my God, it's too difficult. This is like it's an easy entry. Right? And then obviously, as you want to get better, you have to put the work in, and the more you want to go up in levels, the more work you have to put in. But you can immediately play and have fun. So I immediately got hooked to it, and now it's been a process of 2 years of trying to get better and better and better and better. It's like any other sport. You have to put the work in.
Well, actually, you have been improving. I know it because I started training with you. Yes. So the big step that you have made. How do you see the next steps of padel in this country, US?
I think it's the fastest growing sport in the US. For me, it's a pleasure to see, because before we couldn't find courts, you couldn't find where to play, but now somehow there's courts popping up everywhere. And I think people want to think that pickleball is the same thing, but pickleball to me is similar to ping pong. Mm-hmm. Like it's an activity. Yeah. This is an actual sport. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people that come and say, they don't train, they come here, they don't understand that you have to like work out, you have to have some kind of athletic ability to be able to get lower, run, stop, play. But within all that, you could still also play with friends that are a lower level, because it's a social sport. It's a social sport, but it's still a sport. Mm-hmm. I think that the fun part is that one person can be really good and the other one doesn't have to be that good, and then you can balance it out on the other side. So you can play with friends that are not that good and have a good time. You can play with friends that are really good and have a competitive time. It's a sport for everybody.
And as what I see also is the network that gives you, that everyone is connected.
Yes.
The travels, all the people are with the court inside the house, are involved into.
Yes.
It's a passion.
It's a passion. It's a lifestyle. Like sometimes I don't want to go out the night before because I have a paddle match the next day, and I think that's what a lifestyle is. This is a sport of a lifestyle because you're having so much fun playing it. In tennis you play and you get frustrated because you can play for 10 years and your backhand, forehand, and serve is not that good. And if you're not playing with somebody at your level, it's not fun. This is always fun. This is always fun because something is always happening. Mm-hmm.
Rony, thank you so much.
Of course.
It's been a big pleasure to have you in my program.
My pleasure to be with the #1 player.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much, guys. See you on the court. Start.
Woo!